And our main use cases has been for projects that just launched, because early on when we launched, everyone called us a rug, especially because the original ticker that we chose, it was either charged or tiny. We ended up going for tiny, and that caused some friction and was story of the past. But everyone thought that we were a rug. So because everyone thought we were a rug, we're like, okay, well then let's start to build products so that when somebody else tries to start out their business on Algorand, not everyone thinks they're a rug, and at least they can have some indicatives that, hey, this is going to follow set schedule, this is meant to be doing X thing, or like this liquidity is just always going to be here. And how do I do that? Well, I just do a burn bolt, and you can just audit yourself, like, I will never have access to this liquidity, and things like that.
And I feel like we saw the vaults kind of flexed when Coop was launched, right? Because a lot of people wanted to try to, to show the community that, hey, we're in this for the long run. We're not just going to dump Coop on you, even though it ended up dumping. I think that wasn't because the vaults were used. A lot of people locked up. I think it was like 10% of the total supply of Coop had got locked up at one point. But markets are going to do what markets do, and people, when fear enters the market, people sell. It's just what happens. But we did see it flexed, and I do think vaults are a good something that the space needs. How do you guys I guess see it progressing with a lot? Do you guys have some projects that reach out to you that are about to launch that are looking to use the vaults to, I guess, solidify, to show the communities that they're not going to rug? Because I feel like what you said is true. Almost any project launches on Algorand right now, and it's a rug. Like everybody just says
almost guaranteed.
One of the core tenets that we have at Vestige is that whenever we build a smart contract platform, we want it to be permissionless. Like, we're very, very strong about it being permissionless. We don't want you, like, as a project, having to reach out to us to launch your own vault. We don't want you, because we don't believe that you should be doing like we believe that if you have to call support. Of course things break, and of course I'll be there to look at things when they break. But if you have to call us to use our Web3 product, then we're not selling a Web3 product. So that's one of the few things that we really are. We bring a big emphasis on making it permissionless first and foremost. If it's not permissionless, then we might as well not move on with it.
Kevin in the audience said it quite ironic. This is a talking point today because Big Boy just launched, which is, it's kind of funny. Y'all start out as Tiny Chart, which obviously had its issues with, and Big Boy's launching kind of, you could say, the opposite of Tiny Man. And I will say this, the one aspect of your all's platform that I find hilarious is every single time I go to the chat features and see what people are talking about, it is utter nonsense. There is nothing constructive. I don't think I've ever seen said. And there is one guy, I don't know, I can't think of the name right now, but he is the most profane person I've ever seen in chats, and he's always saying the same message on every single coin that's trading. He's just just going to town. And do you have to have Vest? Do you have to spin Vest to chat? Is that the feature?
You have to hold at least one. But other than that, you don't actually spend Vest because this is a centralized service. Vestige itself is a centralized service, so it's mostly Web 2, and we're using Web 3 sources of data to put that data into a Web 2 essentially products, right? So. This is a little bit different to something like vaults, is because we support all of that ourselves. This is centralized because it's not crucial to your funds, right? You can always find something else to use when swapping or something. We don't really even moderate that chat. It's if you wanna talk something in the chat, you can. We have some filters from profanity, and we can't. We don't allow links, for example. But that's all we do. It's still in that ethos.
I like it. I like that it's free reign. It's kind of, like I say, it's funny to see what people come up with and what they'll argue about in a random chart. It is funny.
Yeah,
but
it's crazy.
Hilarious.
There was also one question right above. It says, what's the value proposition for Vest or Ural's token? So what is, obviously give the audience a description of Ural's utility for that token.
Yeah. So at the moment, the Vest token is seen mainly as it's very inspired by exchange tokens. So I don't know if you guys have ever used BNB or KuCoin or whatnot. They tend to have features of the more that you hold, the less fees that you pay. So that was like the first initial sort of feature that we had, which is essentially like if you hold X amount of vest, your fee for our combo gain, which mind you, you're always going to get a better deal when you go to vest than if you go to a average liquidity pool. Because if you hold no vest, we're still going to give you 20% of the combo gain that we made for you. And if we didn't make any combo gain, we will not charge you a fee. So like we only charge you if we can get you a better deal. And then that 20% fee gets reduced logarithmically. So like if you buy a little vest, it reduces a lot, but then it starts like scaling down. So you need to buy more and more and more up until 100% fee. Like you can trade feeless if you really, really want, and you are a bit of a degen and you love trading ASAs, then like get a bunch of vests so you don't pay none of those fees and you can just go at it. And then we also add other features inside the website. Things like you can have an ad-free experience. You can essentially create so Vest, because it's a centralized server, when you connect into a wallet, your wallet acts a bit as a user profile, but you can connect multiple wallets to it if you will. And because you're creating that wallet connection, some people don't want people to know about that wallet connection. So you can add a privacy feature to it if you hold a little vest on it, and with that privacy feature, nobody can see like what your profile is connected to as well.